I'm here with Scott Fillebrown from ACD. You've come all the way from Dallas, Texas.
Yep.
You're a contract manufacturer in America. Tell us a little bit about what you do first.
So we can help a customer from design. We have 25 designers running 3 shifts. So we can go from the physical design all the way through prototypes. Then we can do the pilot runs and small production runs in the States, and we also have an offering for offshore production as well. So we can support a customer, through the whole R&D process
and what sort of customers do you have?
We deal with a lot of the big players, Fortune 100 type companies. Our goal is to be working with more of the smaller OEMs where they would get lost in a large manufacturing complex. They fit in very nicely with our approach to business. We offer a lot of the same things that the Tier 1 does, but with a very down-home customer service feel. And that's our goal, is to be able to support you, whether it's RMA support, box build, logistics. We can do most everything, but at the same time give you the comfort of a small town customer service approach. So
excellent. So obviously the market's been pretty volatile, but over the past few years, just looking back 2 years ago, there was a bit of uncertainty going on. There were some signs of growth. America as a domestic market was on a bumpy ride. There was a lot coming over or going over to China, and nobody really knew what was going to happen. Just looking back at the past 2 years, what were your expectations then? What has come true? What have been the highlights for you?
Yeah, 2 years ago, it was hard to have a whole lot of expectations. Everybody thought the world was coming to an end. For us, our goal in times of uncertainty is really to concentrate on our infrastructure of the company, and that's what we did. We achieved our 13485, so one of our goals was to do more medical type electronics, and then secondarily to work towards getting our AS9100 to be more in the military, and we've done all that and done it very well. It's been a bumpy ride in that, at the point that you think things are going to turn around and be really good, then something happens and the economy shakes a little bit and everybody gets nervous. But overall, I would tell you that our goal is to achieve a sales rate of 30 million this year. It looks like we're going to achieve that, and the goals we've set out have happened because we've been very active in trying to, again, increase our infrastructure to be more like a Tier 1 supplier, and that's happened. I think one of the things that, you kind of ask about the U.S. market, there has been a significant amount of reshoring going on, meaning it's coming back off overseas. A lot of that is going to Mexico, and I think that's because the China labor rates are higher, the most. We were able to find a place in the Asia area to do our offshore stuff, and that's where we're going to continue to support. But the U.S. and Mexico market seems to be bringing a lot of the stuff that was once in China back in terms of both technology and just the production stuff.
So is that a trend that is set to continue as well, a lot more coming back to the home market?
I think so, at least to the Mexican market. I think a lot of it will end up there. I think the U.S. is destined to stay in as a higher technology, low volume, high mix. I think is where we're going to be for quite a while. I have seen some cases like ourselves where we've invested in a very high speed line, but our goal is to have as few people on the line as possible. And we are seeing some success in that. I don't think I would call us ever being ready to do what I call Walmart quantities, where it's in the millions. I think that's going to continue to be done outside the U.S. But as the technology continues to, it seems like, in my experience, the high tech is a lot of times the first that goes when economic times get tight, and what we've seen is a resurgence of that, and I believe that's where the U.S. market will continue to grow and expand, is in the higher technology, which usually means a lower volume, so it's a perfect mix for where we're at, and that's where ACD is set up. I think that's where most of the manufacturers that are doing a lot, are at in the U.S.
So you've also invested a lot in the type of technology and machinery that you've got in your plants. I believe you're using Fuji Juki machines. What sort of challenges are you facing, or what sort of changing demands have your customers got, and how do you have to adapt your technology or the machinery that you have to respond to that?
We were originally only a My Data house, and so we had 3 lines of My Data, and doing mostly prototypes and some really small volume production. And what we saw change is the desire for more work to be done by us beyond just the prototypes. And so that's when we invested in the Jukis. So we're now actually a dual machine shop, which is unusual for our size, but we've got the My Datas that are very good at the what we call kind of dirty kits, where they're not kitted beautifully for pick and place or small volume prototypes. And then we've got the Jukis that are rated at 140,000 placements an hour that can really crank on the product. And so what our customers were telling us is that we want to use you for volume, but we just weren't able to keep up in the way that we wanted to. So we began looking at the different manufacturers of high speed and learning about the high speed marketplace, and settled with the Jukis. And it's been a really good win for us. My employees right now, we're on a record pace, and my employees keep telling me, oh, we're so slow, but we're actually very busy. They just can't feel it because things move better through it when you're properly set up.
Well, I suppose you can take a customer that started off with prototyping and then retain that customer by offering that additional capacity.
That's right.
As well as the service differentiation.
Well, and remember, we've entered this year into an international offering. And one of the things that we discovered in the smaller OEMs is they're afraid to go overseas because they don't have an assurance of supply. So I bought the high-speed Jukis specifically to give a warranty that even if my Asian partner can't produce for them, we'll make up the volume at the same price here domestically. Or we'll give a blended where we'll do a certain amount here and a certain amount over there, so they have the assurance of supply plus the cost benefit of going overseas. So it really gives a kind of a belts and suspenders approach to making sure they get the product that they need.
Okay, so like a one-stop shop.
A one-stop shop,
yeah.
That's the idea. You know, one of the things that I've seen in our marketplace is a lot of the big boys, they're going to being more ODM as opposed to just let me produce what you designed. And we don't have our own product, don't want to have our own product. We simply want to be the manufacturing arm for our customers, where it's a true partnership where they can turn over their customers even to us. I'll give our customer a tour through our facility as if it's their own facility. Of course, the customer knows it's not, but they want to audit the manufacturing facilities. They'll come audit us instead. It's similar to like a UL or any of the other regulatory agencies.
Excellent. And so now you're in Munich, and I believe you're up for an award.
We are, so we'll find out tonight what the results are. We're hoping to get a technology award for our flight status that we have. Our shop floor, when you go through our shop floor, for every process center, it's got what we call flight status, because it's very similar to an arrival departure screen that you would see at an airport. And it lets them know what product has been scanned and is coming to them. It may physically not be in their workspace, but they know it's coming to them. So it's pretty groundbreaking. Both the multiple software vendors have been very impressed with what we have, but since everything is barcoded and everything is scanned, we know where it is in the facility at any given time. And what we want to do is, like, for example, in the test department, give them a heads up that the first product is ready, and if it may not be in their area, but they can go get it to begin the debug of the test fixture as soon as one passes quality. So they like it. It's been a great productivity increaser, and again, it's one of the infrastructure things that we work on sometimes during slow time. So I think we're going to win. We'll see.
Well, fingers crossed. I wish you the best of luck for that
I
tonight.
appreciate it.
So thank you for talking to us today.
Sure, thank you.
And good luck again for tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.